Baneling Nest now, but the fact that he's gotten none so far allows him to get a lot of extra Mutalisks, which is going to add to his harassment, and as long as he can kill a couple armies with this strategy, he's going to be in good shape.
The Marines are now retreating. He's got to be very careful because, as Artosa said, with this many Mutas out, a small number of Marines and medevacs engaging in the wrong place, and they're going to die. By the way, supply is dead even right now.
Well, we do have the third base up for Sen, the fourth base on the way. A lot of units out here in the middle, as you see, a decent number of mutas, and the infestation pit is coming up. So will he tech 2 infestors, or is he going to try to run up to hive real quick? We'll have to see in just a moment here.
All right, now we have Marines and siege tanks moving out. Again, the supply is still tied right now. He's got to be careful. I mean, the Zerg creep here, he's going to slide right in there. It's going to be like a slip and slide of doom as he can go in there and wipe out that army. And I think Terran may also be spread a little bit too thin. This is a spread that's meant for dealing with banelings.
Yeah, you know, that does look like that. And of course, the heavily Zergling Mutalisk combo will be pretty good against that.
Yeah.
We do not have Baneling speed even started yet for Sen. And look at that, catching a siege tank. Beautiful move there by Sen. He's got to be careful though. Losing a couple of mutas is not a good idea.
Here we go.
A ton of Zerglings coming in. Smartly turning around as he gets into the mass siege tank fire. And this lineup of Select in the middle of the map is hyper aggressive and very difficult to deal with right now.
All right, we do have some Banelings coming into play right now. And, you know, with the fourth base up, I got to say, Sen is looking pretty scary. A lot of this is going to come down to if this push is wiped out or not. Stimming moving forward, taking out the Creep Tumor here. He will back up. Oh!
Almost catching up there.
Yeah.
But Sen is buying the time he needs. He has 5 infestors about to pop out with pathogen glands. A nice drop here at the extra base of Sen. Sen has to be very careful how many units he sends to actually deal with this. Deciding to just send his mutas, very well done there. If he sends too much, then Select can gain too much ground in the center of the map. Select
continuing to push out here. Nice fungal there, taking out those Marines with ease. And the mutas are back here to defend in time.
That was actually a perfect fungal and the perfect retreat time, letting the tank splash finish things off. But here we go. Sen going with a ton of units. Select getting fungal right there. Huge fungal growth. Another big one as well. But does he have enough to actually break through? Looks like he has to turn around, but a lot of those Marines are very deep in the red, and I am getting like non-stop nerd chills because these guys are playing one of the best games we've seen at BlizzCon so far.
Really impressive here. Taking out the siege tank again. Again, Select just spread a little bit too thin, but the Thors are out here, and that makes stuff very complicated now with the mutas. He's going to have to magic box over those Thors. Sen is just making a ton of Zerglings. Note, here he has the Mutalisks in between. He wants to take out any reinforcements that come in here, but Select's dealing with that just a little bit too well.
Well, right now, Select's macro is getting just out of control. He's at 97 SCV, something we don't see from Select too often. Against 76 drones, you never see a difference like that. In the middle of the map, he's building a lot of supply and a lot of barracks and whatnot. Some nice harassment going on by Sen. This is absolutely crazy. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah, it really is. I'm having a hard time even observing this. The Mutalisks have now driven him out. You see Terran debating, do I go back and try to defend, or do I just return over, you know, excuse me, do I go back and defend, or do I continue to attack? And meanwhile, we have... Oh, yeah.
Ultralisk Cavern on the way for Sen, and 5 Ultras instantly queued up. Wow, it looks like we are going to see some Ling Infestor Ultra play. One of my favorite unit combinations in this matchup. It is oh so powerful, but it's hard to use, Tasteless.
Oh man, not a good trade. You can see the siege tank was in the red for a second, and he said, do I do it? I really need to get that. And he lost everything.
Oh man, Select gets what's going on too. He's actually getting cussive shells at this moment as the Ultralisks are popping out. He really is keeping track of everything right now. He realizes, okay, we're going to probably see some Ultras pretty soon. I got to get ready for that. And, oh man, the macro from both players is completely astounding.
I think he's actually going to sack SCVs. If you guys are confused by this, actually, hold that thought. What's going on over there, Joseph?
No,
down
drop
here.
died.
Drop was denied. He wants to free up his supply. The maximum supply is 200. So if he just has his SCVs killed off, then he can make more attack units.
And he's starting immediately in on the Marauders, so he is getting that Marauder force.
You know
if you
what?
have some Marines and Marauders with your tanks, Ultras die so quickly.
You know what he can do? Well, actually, I'm going to hold my breath on that because we have a sick battle coming up here now.
The Ultra's just running in, a ton of Zerglings swarming up into the battle. Some beautiful fungal growth so far. Does Sen have enough to actually break through? There's no Marauders yet. Some of them just coming up here at the end. And it looks like Sen will crush that army.
He has breached his defenses. I'm sure Select right now regretting making the location where the Marauders are going to come out from right over here as these buildings are shredded.
Oh, but he's so smart putting a Thor on this high ground, hitting so many of those Ultras. Oh, he's just kicking ass right now, and it looks like all these Ultras now will be taken out with that beautiful funnel choke point and all those Marauders.
All right, he's going to run by here with the Zerlings. No planetary over here. This is going to spread out the Terran here a little bit too much. And you see the infantry here, 3-3, upgraded way too much. More Zerlings down here attacking.
That's right, they do have 2-2 with +3 armor on the way, but that is less than the Terran's upgrades. The supply of both players is falling a lot lower than before. And in the meantime, if we look at the mini-map, they are both basically taking all the bases tasteless.
Yeah.
Select is going up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases against 5 of Sen. Which, of course, as a Zerg player, you want to have more bases. So this is getting pretty scary. His supply is reflecting that as well, with an almost maxed Select against a 150 Zerg Sen.
You know, the problem here is that this expansion and this other expansion, which we can basically say is on Sen's side of the map, it's so easy for Terran to push. It's just so easy. Okay, he's moving out. He's going to do a run-by. No, he retired sides otherwise. And fungal growth. Oh, my God.
Very nice fungal. He's got to be careful, though. Still a lot of hit points left on these units. A good number of medevacs back there to heal. And Sen just being as cost-effective as he can be. And, in fact, he's making a ton of Infestors right now. Well, there's still 7 Siege Tanks out. Infestors are completely amazing against everything Terran has except Siege Tanks and Ghosts. No Ghosts are out. He is making one as I say that, though, as he knows what's going on. Select always a step ahead of his opponents.
All right, as you can see, Siege Tanks or Siege Up, he's getting into position now. Right now, Select is maxed out while Sen is at 140 supply.
And it looks like Select going to snipe this hatchery real quick. Sen cannot be happy with that. That brings him down to 2 mining bases against Select's. Well, Select's actually only mining from 2 as well, but he has a bunch of other ones getting ready.
All right, we have a ton of Infestors out here. And, well, excuse me, we must have missed a Spider Tech earlier. Broodlords.
Broodlord's on the way as well as Cloak for the Ghosts.
He wants to make a planetary
And he's actually just making a ton of command centers everywhere. Some for mules, some for planetaries. So smart to use these later in the game when you have a ton of money. Because Select does have 4,000 minerals.
Yeah, Select is loaded right now. Another nice fungal. Ooh, Broodlords are done.
EMPs all over those Infestors, in fact. But he will clean up that small army.
He's got to be careful. Bungling the army again. Do we have anything else here from the Zerg?
Oh, and he just gets flanked on these Infestors. So painful for Sen. In come the Broodlords, but I don't think this is going to be enough tasteless. Select has so much, and Broodlords, without any backup, are nothing.
Yeah, this game is over. He is going to get in there and do the damage he needs to do.
And it looks like Sen's going to have to GG Tasteless. Most of his tech is in this natural, and GG, well played.
Wow.
Select picking it up. Beautiful play that game. Wow. You know, I got to say that so much of that game actually comes down to the Roach Zergling aggression. He used a total of about 27 larvae and, of course, a ton of minerals and gas to make 7 roaches and about 40 lings to attack with, and that attack did nothing. This shows how good Sen is. The fact that he could make that much in the very early mid-game, attack with it, lose it all, do no damage, and still come back and play a game that looked like that. Select, if he thinks of that for 1 second, he's going to be like, oh my God, he's so difficult.
Well, you know, it's funny because it seemed like the theme of that strategy that he was going to do was to just occupy the middle of the map. And when you have the middle of the map, eventually the Zerg is going to mine out the 4 bases that hug the left side of the map. And there are these 2 that we saw, you know, them fighting over in that little region right before the game ended. Those other 2 expansions, it's just so hard to hold that if Terran has, you know, a bunch of siege tanks set up there, planetary stuff like that. So it was a pretty smart strategy overall. I mean, it was definitely one that he prepared well for, and it was one that Sen couldn't really get his way out of.
Well, we are almost ready, Tasteless. Our next map is going to be Abyssal Cavern, something we don't see that often, actually.
Yeah, we do not cast this map very much.
No, we do not.
We're here at BlizzCon 2011. Are you guys having fun?
Well, we
Seems
are
like they
too,
are.
And we are ready to go, Tasteless. Are you ready to go?